Hello and good morning, and welcome to Romancing Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique. Today we're romancing Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique with another son of the soil, Mr. Lien Philip. Hi, Lien.
Hello.
And his coach, Mr. Kenneth Daniel. Hi, Ken.
Greetings.
Today we're going to talk basketball, and Liam, you've introduced me to Liam, Ken. I know you in terms of the community work you do, and you do lots for young kids, and you told me you had somebody you wanted to share with me. It's a real success story. He's a Grenada boy and went all the way up, represent Grenada all over the world in Europe. I found something in the Informer about him. His agent sent a note to the Informer in 2007, I believe, and said all these good things. And his agent said in the note, I believe he can be a role model to Grenadians. And that gave me goosepimples. It was so nice to hear. So I'd like to welcome you all. We're going to be romancing Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique with you, Liam, and Ken today. So Lien, I'll start with you because you were born in Grenada and you left Grenada age 14, and you have a first name. Liam is your middle name.
No, so my first name is Lien, but you know in Grenada they always call you your second name. So I grew up knowing my second name as my first name. And when I moved to Canada, they told me Lien was my first name actually. Yeah.
I have problems pronouncing your second name. So can you tell me what your second name is?
My second name is Cavison.
Cavison.
Yeah.
Cavison.
Yeah.
That's a name for success as well. Vision is in your name.
Right?
Right?
There it is. There it is. That's true. I never thought about it like that, but yeah. No, I will be letting people know.
Right. So you were born in Grenada. You were born in St. Mark's. So let me just read a little bit about you, and you can tell us more, and then you'll bring in your coach. You were born in 1989. I read that from the profile, the olympiccanada.ca profile, and your height is 203 centimeters, so 6 feet 7 inches.
Yeah, I'm actually 6'8" now, but yeah, at the time I was 6'7", but I'm 6'8" right now.
Oh wow, good to know. You've grown an inch. Look at the hair. You got a big afro, and then
yeah.
And something's tricky though. It says your weight is 215 kilograms.
No, they made a mistake. They meant to say pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
473 pounds.
Actually 100 or 105, depends. The weight fluctuates depending on the season or the off season.
Okay.
But normally around 220 to 230 pounds.
Okay. Because I said I've seen the pictures. I don't know at what point you had that weight.
I never had that weight.
Not even no boxes.
I know, right?
So, and you sent me, you came to Canada. So tell me a little bit about Grenada first. You were born in St. Mark's. Where in St. Mark's?
Well, I was born in St. Mark's in Victoria, right by the Bayside. We call it Dung Street, to be exact. Dung Street, you go to St. Mark's, or you ask anybody where is Dung Street, and they will show you, basically close to the seawater. Okay. So actually, that's why I never played basketball, because I actually grew up in the sea. I like fishing, I like swimming. You know, it was what I knew at the time. So basketball was never really in my plan. You know, it was more fishing. You know, going to school, being with friends, going in the bush, going hunting. Those was more the activities when I was younger.
Right. So you had no basketball courts or any?
Yeah, there's a big basketball court, but I never played. I had no interest in it. I was more into fishing.
Were you very tall from a very young age?
Yeah, I was. I was very tall. Yeah, I was very tall and skinny. Yeah.
So you left Grenada and you're in Canada. So tell me now, what got you into basketball?
Well, my mom, I moved to Canada, and after I have a younger brother, so she took me and my younger brother to Canada. and I was tall, like you said earlier. So when I went to high school, I knew a guy where I was from in St. Mark's that told me he knew a coach. He's like, I know this coach. He's up in Scarborough, and he just gave me an address. And then I figured out how to go there. And I remember the first time I met Coach was in to be exact, Marvin Community Center, right?
Yeah, yeah, Marvin
Yeah,
Community Center.
yeah. And that's how I got into basketball, because Coach always he's been helping kids for a very long time. Like ever since I've met him, he's been helping kids. So even today, so I've known him that long, and even today, he's still doing community work, still helping kids, still mentoring kids. So he never stops. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I have a video of you and him. I hope I'm going to be able to share a little bit of it later on. And you lived in Toronto, and he lived in Scarborough. His coaching was in Scarborough.
Yes. So I
Where
had
in
to
Toronto were
commute.
you?
I was down on Eglinton and Dufferin.
Yeah, I just want to get a
Yeah.
feel for how far you were willing to go.
Yeah.
That is good.
But
So let me talk to your coach now. So, coach, this young man comes in. Did you ask him first if he was Grenadian?
Well, you know what? The language, the accent was so strong. And I think one of the problems we have sometimes in our own community, they thought he was African because, he used to say like fish and food. That's, Cavison would know, back home we say like country bookie because he was up there. And so I had to, I used to talk to him about just pronunciation, and so his Grenadian dialect was so very strong. And so it was very interesting.
So let me interject here. As you said, country bookie. He's from the rural area, and you're from St. George's. You're from Belmont.
Belmont, yes, city boy.
Yeah. So, Lien, you and I are from the rural area. I'm from St. Andrews. You're from St.
yeah. Yeah.
and our coach is from the city, but we call ourselves rural people. And I understand where you're going, coach. That was in the old days. We're rural now. We're not country bookies anymore.
But I left Grenada in 1972. That tells you how long.
Wow.
So I left Grenada at 10 years old.
Right.
Right. So I've been in Canada 50 years.
But you do make a lot of contributions back home. And so tell me a little bit about you and Liam's journey, because Liam sent me some pictures of his journey. I'll share as soon as you're finished.
Yeah. One of the great things, he didn't have any bad habits because he never watched the game. He was so easy to teach because he wanted to learn. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I always said to him was, he was very muscular. He had great legs, very strong, but he was not athletic. And so I used to say to him, because all these kids, they used to laugh a little bit at him because he was tall, but he wasn't coordinated. And I said to him, let them laugh. I promise you, if you listen, they're not going to laugh anymore. They don't laugh anymore. And so I said to him, dunking, all these kids look at television, they want to jump. I said, I don't care about dunking. I don't want you to dunk. I want you to learn to shoot and learn the fundamentals of the game. You'll learn to dunk just because you're tall. And so he was such a great student. And I've been coaching for 30 years, and I've never had someone like him so willing to listen, pay attention, and follow instructions. And that's the basic of anything that you do in life and learning. You have to listen, you have to learn to pay attention and follow instructions. And those are the byproducts, those are the reasons why he is where he is, because he was easy to teach.
Man, this is a great story. So Liam, the reason you are where you are. Can I just share some pictures? I just guessed the order. Where you went to high school in which high school? With it George Harvey?
No, I went to St. Mary's Catholic High School, down on Dufferin and Bloor, across from Dufferin Mall.
Oh, was that a basketball school?
No, it wasn't. No.
Okay, because
I didn't went for basketball. That's why that's why coach played such an important role in my life because he was willing to teach me and I was willing to learn. So, you know, he took the time out for me and I took the time to go up there. And basically all the opportunities I got to play basketball was because of him, you know, and later on going to Florida was because of him, you know, even going to University of Windsor was because of him, his mentorship, you know, his encouragement, you know, and he never takes credit for it, but I give him credit because he always says, you still got to go do the work. I can tell you, but you still got to do the work. But I always give him credit for it because I think without his mentorship, without his leadership, without his coaching abilities, I wouldn't be this type of player I am today. So I
Well, I'm
always
glad
thank
you
him for it.
found each
Always,
other.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it.
So can I share some pictures now? And I put them in how I think they look, how I think your hairstyle.
Yeah, the hair has grown over the years. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna share the screen. And oh, what is Zoom doing? I don't know. All right, so I put this picture first.
Oh yeah. So this photo here is from my final game in high school.
That's
So
what
when I
I
was in
thought.
high school, that's grade 12 in the final game, and we actually won the championship that game. Yeah.
Oh,
That
St. Mary's. So my son, we used to have indoor soccer in St. Mary's gym. So one of those things on the wall there was your contribution.
oh
Because you know in the gym they have all
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah,
Yes, the
yeah, yeah,
banners,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
the
wow.
banners.
So now I
Yeah.
can make a connection when we go back to St. Mary's.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I went to St. Mary's was a school was where the teacher was the coach. You know, it was just for, you know, just so they can have a team. And when I got there, we won a championship in grade 10 because I attended school second semester grade 9. And after we went to the semifinals in grade 11, and then we won the championship again in grade 12. So the two championships that St. Mary's won, I was involved in it. So yeah, it's should
Excellent.
retire my jersey. Actually, you know what? The coach there actually, when I went back when I was in college, he actually did give me my jersey.
Oh,
He,
so
he
it's
can't fit he
retired.
can't fit me no more, but yeah, he did give it to me.
Well, that's a very nice story. So you go back there from time to time.
Yeah, I go back and because the high school coach is still there. So sometimes I pop up on him to say hello. Yeah, he's still there.
All right, that's very nice. So now I can talk about what year was that? Do you know your
This
first
was
championship?
2006. The first
2000.
one was in because I went to school 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one was the year 2004, 2005, and the second one will be 2006, 2007.
All right, I'll go
And
look
could
for
I
those
step in?
ones.
One of the things that was so important, and I remember, and I asked all my students this. I said, "Do you want to go to university?" And so sometimes our parents don't know better. We trust the system in Canada and think that the school system looks after us, and sometimes that's not true. We have to be a little more proactive. So I said to him, he was taking general level subjects. And I said, "Do you want to go to university?" And he said, "Yes." So you had to change to get advanced level to go to university. And one of the great things about this young man, and I say it's so important for us to understand, how tall you are have nothing to do with you. It's the gift you get from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to learn to take advantage that what belongs to you is what's above your shoulders. And
Mm-hmm.
so within that 2-year span, he was an Ontario scholar. You know, so that's a big accomplishment. And when you're able to go to school, the privilege of being in school is you get to play. So people sometimes think that basketball gets you there, but if you can't keep your grades up, you don't get the privilege of playing. It's a privilege of being able to stay in school. And so I want to thank him for doing, as I said, once again, doing the work.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna talk about the dedication later on. So that's him now in university, Windsor.
Yeah, that's me in
That's you.
university.
Sorry, Lee. I'm supposed to be talking to you. Yeah,
No, that's
so
okay.
you're the Lancers. You're the Lancers. How
Yeah,
successful were the Lancers?
we were very successful. I mean, we didn't win any national championship, but we win our league. We
Mm-hmm.
won a league. We went to the OUA finals, but individually, I was able to develop as a player,
Mm-hmm.
and I had some individual accolades, many
Mm-hmm.
actually. And that was, coach had told me, he said, okay, maybe you can go to the States, but he told me maybe you should try here because maybe here I would be a big fish in a small pond, and going to the States, I would be a small fish in a very big pond. And
You
I
get
needed to
lost in the
develop.
big pond, right?
Yeah, because at that time I had just started, I played basketball 3 years. I had played 5 years of basketball. I went 2 years in IMG and I played 3 years in high school. So I wasn't nearly the player that I wasn't the player I wasn't ready to go to the States, go into the big leagues,
Yeah.
right? I would have get stomped it on in a sense because of my development was late as a player. So
Yeah, you
staying
would
here
have get
actually
lost.
helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Staying here actually helped me a lot. Yeah.
That is very good advice,
Yeah.
coach. So I'm looking too at your physique here. Woo. And what position you play?
I played forward. I
So are
played
you
both
what they
small
call a
forward.
power forward?
I played both. I played a small forward and a power forward because
And
I'm a
this,
stretch. uh, Most time the power forward play close to the rim, but I'm a stretch four, what we call a stretch four in Europe, right? Where I
right,
play, you see, I'm handling the ball. I can dribble the ball, shoot the ball. I can
right.
bring the ball up the court. Yeah. So
Okay.
this this
So this one is in Europe.
yeah, this one is in a team called Prise Marcon. Yeah,
Prism.
yeah.
So the order I kind of messed up because when it comes to Europe, I wouldn't know which order.
Yeah, that's okay. We just talk about it. This one is in it's a team in Tab, Lord. That's in the south, kind of southeast France. The previous one was close to Lyon. If I'm talking big city,
Yeah.
Lyon, France.
Yes.
This one more southeast, a little bit close to Spain.
So the
Yeah,
first team you played for when you went to Europe was Bordeaux.
yeah. So
But
I've huh?
did you send me a Bordeaux picture? I don't.
No, I didn't say because Bordeaux
Oh,
was a short stint for me. So my
okay.
first official team was this team right here, which was in Australia. So this
Oh,
one is one of Calamanda Eastern Suns.
okay.
So the league went from February to August, and this was
Mm-hmm.
basically my first real professional team. So that was a very fun time because Australia is hot. It kind of like back home. It's
Yeah.
hot every day. They got a lot of different beaches, a lot of different sites you could visit. So yeah, it was a good experience. It was real nice. Yeah.
All right.
Could say he has
Very
a foot calf, you know, eating a lot of blogger.
yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was the fish.
Yeah. So you know
Yeah.
we because my grandmother, because when my mom left
Uh-huh.
obviously to come here for to build a better opportunity for us, my grandmother, she was very into ground food, right? So
Right.
yam, fig, blogger, you know, and I love fruits, you know, sugar cane. People always ask me why you're you have braces. I'm like, no, I just ate a lot of sugar cane and I used to peel it with my teeth.
Yeah, I mean that's the fun of
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah. So I guess it's strengthen the teeth, right? So
Uh,
this is my last team right here. This is in Saint Quentin. This is Saint
I can
Quentin
tell it's your
basketball.
last team because you
Yeah,
went right into I think
yeah. So yeah, we had the
business.
triple D lifestyle there.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
So triple D
So
lifestyle. No,
sorry.
continue.
No, go
No,
ahead.
continue. No, I was saying triple D lifestyle is my clothing brand, right?
You're
So
right.
I started a clothing brand called Triple D Lifestyle because I'm gonna give you the elevator version of it. So Triple D, the triple D stands for desire, dedication, and discipline. So my theory is everyone has desire.
Mm,
I had a desire to be a basketball player. Coach had a desire to be a basketball coach, a mentor. You know, we
mm-hmm,
have desire for things, but in order for us to be successful at the desire, we have to apply dedication and discipline. So
mm-hmm.
when I looked at my life and I looked at how I was able to be successful, I was like, okay, I had a desire. I remember I wanted to play basketball. I was willing to go to Scarborough, willing to do anything to improve. But the application of dedication, constant, that's a very important, constant dedication and discipline was what allowed me to be successful.
Thank you. I'm going to bring your coach right in here because he's got something to show. I'm going to stop sharing for now. And coach, I'm bringing you back in because Lien just talked about Triple D and you got something to show.
Okay. I think one of the, it's so
What you
important.
wearing? What are you wearing?
Oh, yes. You know, advertising for this young man. There's the 3D.
So that is, can you say what you're wearing, Ken?
So it says dedication.
Hold it up
So
while you speak. So speak about it.
Well, the qualities that he has, I think it's important for us to understand. And I say to him all the time, he lives the lifestyle that he promotes. I think it's important that, you know, sometimes people advertise and they don't use the product. But I think his life and all the things that he's accomplished is because of those 3Ds. You know, I've been coaching for 30 years. And if you need 3 of them, you can't, it doesn't function without one, you know, so you need that dedication because that's, you know, that propels you. You need the desire, you know, because when things get rough and you struggle and, you know, when I say about failure, it's not failure, it's learning. So sometimes we think it's never the failure, but what do you do after the failure that decide what happens to you? And so, and the dedication. And so I think, you know, it's a perfect, you know, the perfect words for his life. And I think it's important for, you know, people want to be like that. And I think wearing the brand is, you know, like people talk about Nike, you know, just do it. I think that's a great symbol for him because he just does it too with his 3D lifestyle. And I think, you know, I'm so proud of him to see that he has an economics degree from University of Windsor. And those are all through sports. But you said something earlier that when athletes come on your show, they're always on time.
Yes.
And so I think the process is so important because when you have process, you could backtrack to see when there's something wrong. And so, as I said, the 3Ds are a process. You need the dedication. You need the desire. You need all of the things together to make one. And I think, as I said already, I've known him more than half his life. And I'm just proud to. I'm a big believer. I say I'm a library, and so if you don't use the library's still there. And I always tell them take credit for what you do because you went into the library. And we have libraries, and sometimes we don't go in there and use it.
That is so true. As for me, I'm a researcher. That's how we met. We talk about what I was doing, and I'm always in libraries. I'm always accessing even people, and I'm so happy. Were you able to talk to the Grenada basketball president? Not yet. Yeah. I like being able to connect people to people. And I know you and Liam continue to do community work. So I'm just going to show a little video. First, I'm going to show the picture with you two, the comparison.
All right.
Then and now. So I'm going to share the screen again. That is Windsor.
Yeah, so we had played in Ryerson University in Toronto, and coach, I came to watch the game. And as you can see, he's a very proud Grenadian.
I know. That is what I saw first.
Yeah. Always representing, always. Two things he does very well, always representing, and he's always willing to help. Don't matter who you are, where you're from, what you've been through. This man right here is a pinnacle of what every kid needs, just somebody to have, somebody they can lean on, you know? And that's why all the kids that he has in on his program all over the years, sometimes they may not listen or they may not follow the direction immediately, but eventually they all come and they say, Coach,
In
Thank
time.
you.
In time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to what you said, but you've been right. Thank you. Or people like me who did take the wisdom and went along with it, coach. Thank you. Everyone said it to him. Thank you.
And he says he's been doing it 30 years. That's longer than I've been in Canada. So
And could I
Right.
also say one of the things I think that's so important is, he used to come from Dufferin. I used to pick him up, used to meet him at the subway. I've been with Subway because I worked in the post office for over 30 years. And I used to meet him at the subway. And after work, 4 o'clock, we'd go up to the gym. And sometimes there's only him and myself in the gym. And he used to say, Coach, where's all the other guys who live right around the corner? And I said, don't ever worry about who's not there. Worry about you're here and we're going to work with you. Don't worry about the ones who don't show up because it doesn't matter. Those who come, they're going to learn. Those who don't show up, you can't worry about them because they hold you back. And that's a perfect example of his dedication, sometimes taking the bus from all that way to come up to Lester B. Pearson by himself because he wanted to learn. And the result is what you see.
Right. So I'm just gonna share, and you haven't talked about the friendship yet, because I think you all kept you have a friendship going.
Oh, for sure. Coach to me is what I say is like it's a father, a mentor, and a friend, right? His father, my father was in my life. His father never have. He's been a mentor. He's been my coach, and he's been my friend. So it's basically everything that I've always needed in my life, and he's always been there for me ever since I came here. Right, been there, through basketball. So I could give you stories. It would just never end. I could keep on going, rambling about him forever. I literally can. No, it's true. Yeah.
You see how old I've gotten, you see the grays now, eh?
Yeah, that's why I did the comparison. To show.
So this photo was we did a launch for the business. You see the Triple D launch of the business.
Right.
And we did a launch at the park where there was food and different activities and, and different stuff for the kids. And coach came out and photo looks amazing.
Yeah, congratulations. I must say, yeah, you look amazing. Coach looks surprised. He doesn't want to be close to the superstar anymore. He's afraid. He looks nervous.
I have food in my hand around with you.
Yeah.
Have some chicken in there.
I can tell you, say, come here, man. You're a coach. What's wrong with you? And he said, no.
Had some chicken in that there and coleslaw.
That was good food.
Yes.
Good food. I'm just gonna share Lien. I'm gonna share a video because you and coach did it's about a minute long. I think you did some basketball work, and I tried to do what you were doing and I couldn't do the left hand, but let me just show it. So where is it? I have a video. Oh, I have to close all these screens first. So that's you here at a community program that your coach is running, and you're helping him with the new kids coming in to the program.
That was the last time I went up to see him up in Scarborough. He was doing what he did best. And it's always nice when you come back and and the kids can see, you can give them a little bit of what you applied, because so it can help them to develop,
Right.
And ball handling. Coach always says ball handling, learning the game, and being able to shoot are one of the 3 aspects of the game that if you can help you elevate. All right. And I came there and I was like, okay, I put the kids in, and I just wanted to give back stuff that was given to me a long time,
Right.
And it was just basically that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Trying to make and they loved it. They loved it. Everybody was involved. Everyone likes that because coach says, okay, he was a part of the program, and he's older now. So now it's like I come and I just like, okay, hey guys, I'm giving something that I did with coach a long time ago, and I'm just basically doing it, doing it back with the kids. It was fun. They loved it.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so you're a role model as, and it's quite a big group. You got lots of kids there, and they can aspire to be you and better because they
Exactly, and
see
that's
a
what,
living example.
and that's my hope. I hope they're better. I hope they're all better. Yeah. Right.
You
And
know
coach
what?
told me, well, coach, go on.
I'm a big believer in, we don't need Michael Jordan. This is who we need, people that we can touch, people we could relate to. And sometimes I think we put things out of reach for kids, that they'll never get a chance to see those people. But when you look at Lien, I mean, he's been all over the world. He's been Rome, Italy. He's been in South Africa. He's been represent Canada World University Games. He World Pan American Games for Canada. So when you look and see someone that's tangible, that's someone that's came through the program, parents came up to me and said, it's amazing. They said, Coach, you're right. We don't need Michael Jordan. These are the guys that we need, that the parents could touch and the kids could relate to. And that's more inspirational, because it's just like, we don't want to use religion, but there's, Jesus is out here, right? But, the person on the floor in front of you sometimes that you can touch and you can relate to. And he gives some of his Triple D lifestyle shirts for kids and parents. So I think that is so much more inspiring and tangible. And I think we have to put goals in kids that they could reach and attain. Now, maybe he'd become like a Michael Jordan, but look at how important all those kids, he took his time to take pictures of all the kids. They were so happy. And I think that would have a bigger impact in them than, try to meet Michael Jordan. So, I love when he came back and did that for the community and the place that, he started.
Yeah, and you know what I like too, in that when you told him to stay in Canada, because going to the US, and that's how a lot of kids get lost, because they try to go for the bigger thing too quickly. They don't take their time and get there. And there's nobody to mentor them along the way in terms of telling them the steps to take. And they just get thrown into the big pond and they drowned.
You know what? 60 to 70% of our kids come back.
I was told that.
And so people don't realize, one of the things I told Lien, you see, when you go to school here, you have 5 years to learn. So education is first, but I think it prepared him more to play in Europe. And sometimes you get lost. It's a business in the States. And so for him, starting so late and go put him in there, if he didn't succeed right away, sometimes he never get a chance to learn.
And mentally too,
yes.
It would affect him, yeah.
But I think for him, he's the second leading rebounder in the history of University in Canada. And I said to him, one day he's going to be in the Hall of Fame as one of the best university players ever in Canada. First team All-Canadian, All Ontario 4 years. I mean, he accomplished so much, and he had a chance to learn, and he's applying what he learned in university in his business. So, I think it's a win-win for our kids.
Yes, I was just looking to see. I had a note from the informer. And you do go back home, Liam, and
Yeah,
have you gone back?
do go back. I've gone back. I've tried to go back the past 2 years. Obviously, it's been difficult due to the pandemic.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward, hopefully next, because I'm not here a lot. I can only go back in the summer. So, coach, he wants to get involved in basketball. Hopefully, he can get involved in basketball in Grenada. I think it'll be great for him because he loves giving back, and I think that's a good platform for him, and the kids over there can use his mentorship and his coaching ability. So I really hope for him, and I would love to be there also to be a part of it.
To make that,
and also, and also with Triple D, me and my cousin, which is my business partner, we're thinking about doing a sponsorship program for the kids back home, but we weren't able to go there personally to do it this year. So hopefully next year, hopefully things get better, and next year we're able to do that. But I would
And
really,
the barrel service too.
yeah.
Oh, you have a barrel service.
Yeah, so we created a hybrid barrel service where normally to send a barrel, it takes a long time. You must go buy the groceries piece by piece, which is a bit difficult because sometimes it could take you a year and a half to send a barrel
Mhm.
because time, you don't have the time to go. So we created an easier way where we have a website and you go onto the website, you buy all the groceries you want. If you have stuff that you would like to add to the barrel, you could drop it off, you can pick it up for you and then we will do the packing and the shipping for you. So it's affordable, it's quick, and the only charge that's included is just a service fee. You pay the same price you will go get the groceries for, the same price we're buying it for. You pay a service fee, we take care of all your needs, and you don't have to lift a finger.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that's hybrid for real.
yeah,
And I can appreciate this service very much because
yeah.
I hate shopping.
Like, right?
And I and now with the COVID particularly, you get in lines and
So that's what I think. I think the opportunity for it is as 1-2 years, people will get more familiar with it. It's called SPS Barrel Service. So SPS Barrel
SPS.
Service, yeah.
And you're
SPS
online.
Barrel
That's
Service, yeah.
spsbarrelservice.com.
Yes,
Okay.
spsbarrelservice.com. So you shop, we pack and ship. Yeah,
Wow, Lien,
yeah.
I am so impressed with that. It's the kind of thing I should think of because I'm lazy. But
Yeah, because packing a barrel is very difficult, right? Because first off, imagine you're packing a jumbo barrel. If you're not someone's my height, having to put all the stuff in there. Then imagine you live in a apartment complex. So you're up the stairs. Then the guy who's coming to collect the barrel is charging you extra because he's like, listen, this is breaking my back to bring it downstairs. And he's taking up a whole bunch of space. So you limit all this just by doing it online. You spend your time going, you're picking your sugar, your flour, your corned beef, whatever we have on the site, and you'd be like, okay, but also I wanna add some clothes or some specific stuff. Okay, no problem. We'll pick it up and pack it, seal it, ship it. Yeah.
let me tell you how I packed my last jumbo barrel. I was on a stool and I had a
Right.
broom. So I put the rice, I just drop it down, boom, boom in the bottom. Then the clothes, I had to take the broom and
You see, it's a hassle.
yes,
It's a hassle.
oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So
Yeah.
I'm understand. Are you still playing? Are you actively playing in Europe? Are you still at
Yes, I'm still playing. I'm looking forward to heading back in the next week or so. I don't have my exact date, but it should be next week. I would get confirmation actually either today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow because France is plus 6 hours ahead.
yeah.
So I would know exactly when it is that I'm leaving.
So you're going
Uh,
back to France.
yeah, I'm going back to France
Liam,
another year.
if I need you, do you have a retirement date in mind? Because I may need you to come and teach some kids French from me and basketball and French. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Je parle français un peu, c'est le français est très difficile pour moi, mais je comprends beaucoup. C'est- Ouais,
Let me
mais
tell you
ça va.
my French. My French, um, ça va bien. D'accord,
Ah,
d'accord.
Hey, dude, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all I remember.
you know,
Numbers, right? The
actually,
numbers.
when I came to Canada, you must take French 1 year in school. But I the reason I got discouraged because my first year in high school they put me in French class, so that discouraged me because I knew nothing, right? So I was like, oh man, they said well, just 1 year you have to take it, and I took it, and then I never took it again. But it's a very good language to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh, I recommend everyone who has kids or in school to make them learn it because it's way beneficial being bilingual for traveling, for working. It goes a very long way.
My
Yeah.
daughter went to French immersion, so I can say
Oh,
je
very nice.
m'appelle in the end, but
Uh,
I, I didn't have the benefit you or Mr. Ken here had in that I went to school here to, high school here. But I wish back home that's why I want to bring back patois, like for us,
yeah, I
kids
understand.
back
Yeah.
home. So at least it gives them more options.
It
And
does.
basketball is a thing Grenadians love because for me growing up, that was a Grenville boys thing. Boys in Grenville Tongue, they had a court there and we had to go there to see basketball. There weren't basketball in the villages.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Also, I just want to talk about here, talking about me as an athlete, Mr. Coach Ken Daniel there is a very good poet. I don't know if he told you.
no.
Yeah, a lot of hidden talents. Yeah.
So do you write as well, Lien?
No, I don't, but
Oh,
he's
but
very good at it.
coach,
So I wanted to shine some light on that.
oh, so coach will fit right into Paris, yeah?
Well, you know what? I think um, it's one of the things I think it's important, and I tell it to my students. It's important for you to know who you are, but what's even more important, you have to know how people see you, because this how they treat you, how they see you. And so sometimes we're so surprised when people misjudge us, but we have to be aware, first of all, who you are, but also how people see you, because that's how they treat you. So that's why your appearance and how you carry yourself is very important. One of the things that, people always look at me as an athlete, but my biggest passion was I'm a writer. I want to write a book on poetry. I have a lot of work over the years, but once again, people are sometimes surprised. But that's not me. They see me differently than I am, and so sometimes we have to be so aware of how people see us, because that's how they treat us.
Well, coach, you and I, I have some books I published, and I can't
Yes.
remember you telling me you were doing the same thing because I would have helped you get it out there.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
All right then. So thank you, Lee. This is a reciprocal relationship here.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to share with us, Lien?
Oh, not really. I mean, basically, this for me, it's to shine a light on a basketball player, just a humble, and I will always remain humble, a kid coming from Grenada and able to live a life that I never dreamed of, and you know, can my coach, my pops, my mentor, my friend, just I'm just always gonna thank him in situations like this when if I'm ever in an interview, he comes up as I always call him my first coach, because he's my first coach, but also my mentor. Did so much things for me and helped me. Let me give you a rundown of how coach really helped me. So when I came to Canada, he's my first coach. On my OUA, now this is Ontario basketball. He was my coach. When I went to after I finished high school, I didn't have no opportunities for basketball, and there was a five-star basketball camp in Robert Morris University. He was the one who, because of him, was why I was able to attend. So because I was able to attend, I got some accolades there, and that gave me the opportunity to go to IMG Academics, which is a prep school in Florida. Going to the prep school in Florida, I was able to go because of him. He drove me to Buffalo Airport at the time, because the time, and dropped me there in the morning so I could go to Florida for this opportunity. I went there for 2 years. I came back. I had an opportunity to go into the States, and he was like, you know what? The coach at the time was Chris Oliver in the University of Windsor. Came, talked to him, and said that he wanted me to play. And he told me, it's a good opportunity to go there. He said, why don't you go there? You have 5 years. If you don't like it, you can also look for an opportunity in the States. Went there, loved it, started developing as a player, and also I was studying, and education is very important for me. Coming from where I came from, I think it's very important, right? And after that, my career took off as a professional basketball player. And you could see the line, he's been there every step of the way, every step of the way he's been there. So every time, so this year, I, in the same video that you saw, I want to, I had a successful season as a team. So I got my shirt in a plaque and give it to him because I know how much it means to him. And that means a lot to me, that he's given me so much. I just think it was something so simple, but I know it goes a long way, so it's like sometimes in life, as an athlete, I'm going, trying to do so many things. When I come back, I'm trying to fit everything in a bottle, and before I have to leave again. But I just wanted him to know he's always in my mind, never forget him, and he's always going to be there, and he's always going to be that special person in my life. It's always going to be my coach, no matter where I'm at, no matter how long he didn't hear from me or how far I'm at. He's always going to be, he's family. He's family, right? He's family. So, coach, thank you. I appreciate you. I could tell you this every time, and it's been a blessing. You played a very important role in my life, and because of that, you allow me to live the life that I never dreamed of, but that I'm thankful for, and I always will be thankful for.
Lien, this is different because on the show, to me, you are my star today. I'm romancing with you. And usually I ask the panelists to pay these accolades to the person we're romancing. And in turn, you gave it to your coach. I really, really love this. And actually, we don't say enough on the show. We don't emphasize enough the coaches who are community pillars. And I really do appreciate what you just did. I like it very much. And thank you. Coach, now, what are you going to give Lien? I know you gave him a lot, but one more kiss, one more rose, just let him have it.
You know what? And I think of all the things, time. I think our young people need validation. I think they need someone to listen to. I think one of my biggest assets have always been the ability to listen. And I think, and especially our kids, we always see everything in the news about all the negative things. There's so much great things about young men like him, who has that intestinal, that fortitude to want to succeed. And so the one thing I could say for him, he said to me once, beyond all his wildest dreams, but dreams do come true with hard work. There's a saying, we sleep and we dream, but I think it's also a practice. So it's not, they say it's sleeping, but we have to realize it. And he did all the things. We always say he crossed all the boxes. I remember when he came up, he said, "Coach, I don't want McDonald's." He liked curry goats, and he want the oxtail, and he want the rice and peas. If you look at him physically, he's not a junk food. Them guys want McDonald's and Burger King and pizza. He don't eat that stuff. So it's reflective of his physical being, and sometimes, so he doesn't put that poison in his body. And I say to him all the time, it's people look at him and sometimes they're jealous, but they don't realize that, people always looked at the finished product. Mm-hmm. And there's a road to get to that finished product. And, he's done all the things in between, why he looks the way he does, why he succeeded the way he has, because we go back to his 3Ds. And I think a way of saying, thank you for realizing, my greatest gift, I guess, is to see somebody that I had a chance to be a part of his growth. He has to learn to take credit for all the work he does and has done. I don't want those things, but to see him succeed and all other kids that I want to help, my joy and the smile that comes in my face is when I see them make it, because, I'm from a Grenada, and I remember I'm walking up the hill and my grandmother's friend was there, and I was some Bajan, and I ain't say good afternoon, you get 2 bucks in your head. And then when you go home, you get some licks again. You have to say good morning and good afternoon and respect. And I say one more thing. I remember a couple of years ago, I went to Grenada, and Grenada is the most, Jesus, I love this place. I haven't been there enough, but everybody says good morning to you. And my mom and they went to Pandy, say the beach.
Yes.
And all these older people in their 70s and 80s, 5 o'clock in the morning, they go down in Pandy Beach, and they have the sand and they scrubbing themselves. And a big hatback man like me, my mom wanna take sand and rub me. We must say, leave that. It's a grown man. But what happens is, I remember after walking, and I see this man with a cutlass. He's walking up the street, and he said, "Good morning." I could not imagine good morning. I'm watching the cutlass. because this country changes you. You know, this country, it forces you to not rely on people in your community. And that's how I was raised. So, you know, he said, "Good morning, sir." I was blanked. I'm looking at the cutlass, good morning, because I'm saying, what is man about a cutlass? But Grenadians are, you know, we are the product of Grenada. You know, we have left the country and I've been here 50 years, but I'm so Grenadian until a
Me
Grenadian and
too.
for the Grenada to tell me I don't sound like no Grenadian.
Me too. Grenada to the bone.
Yes.
Well, you know, we each sung differently based on where we are. We have different accents, and that's I like that about Grenada. We're not a monotone blank. We have expressive ways. We have accents. We put stresses on different words based on different things. Yeah, talking about the cutlass, and it's so true. This country here, or being away from Grenada, changes how we see people even. I had that incident. I forgot back home. I was walking through an old shortcut. It wasn't a shortcut anymore. It was all bush. But I saw somebody coming with a cutlass and I said, "Oh God, he's gonna kill me." I felt so embarrassed after. And the person said, "Good evening, miss. How are you?" I,
Disarms you.
I melted. I melted. And I stood up and I watched the young man go past me. He didn't even look back to say he's going to come after me because I still had a little fear. And when I realized that there was no threat, I felt bad for myself, but great for Grenada. And
Yeah.
I love that we're still innocent. We're still loving each other, and we don't look for opportunities, to take advantage of each other. There are bad people, but generally, we're very kind and loving and lean. If anybody, people who would be jealous of you, you just have to show them your shirt,
Yeah.
your product line. I hope you have people back home distributing it for you. You're one of St. Mark's success stories. I don't hear very much about St. Mark's. I don't know St. Mark's very well. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, so we used to go to Victoria to church, and all I knew about there was fishing and the river, and I didn't I didn't have
Yeah.
very good St.
St.
Mark's.
Mark's is basically the what we have up there is true. It's fishing. We have a little cocoa, nutmeg. We used to have a pool which is shut down now. Mostly fishing right now. A lot of fishing. We bring in a lot of fish, and we have the greatest sunset. That's what we call Sunset City, Victoria City. So if you ever want to see a beautiful sunset, anyone that's in Grenada and you want to see the most beautiful sunset you ever seen in your life, go to Victoria. I
I agree
promise
with
you.
you. I agree with you. I think that's exactly where the sun goes down
Yeah.
because we were passing through there and it was all nice and bright, and you get there and you see the sun big as ever, and then it just went zoom into the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah. And the sun sets there every single day. The
Yeah,
Sunset City. I used to sit down with my bowl of food by the bay and just watch the sun go down.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called Sunset City, Victoria City.
Oh, well,
You
I'm
know?
glad you're bigging up Victoria like that
Yeah.
because I needed
Yeah.
somebody to do that for Victoria. And I'm
Yeah.
glad it's you.
You
You've gone
know?
all the way from home to international.
Yeah. And I want everyone to know, everyone who's listening to know that your dreams and your goals are possible. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get there, but with enough dedication and discipline, it's possible. Sometimes the path is not straight, you're right? In life, it goes up, it goes down. But if you apply continuous dedication and discipline towards that goal that you're doing, you're going to become successful, or you're going to learn something that's going to help you for whatever it is that you're meant to be doing, you know?
I thank you so much. You're talking the talk. You're not just putting it on a t-shirt because when you just said dedication, I flipped to my notes to see what the triple D's were.
Yeah, because I want people to I want to I someone asked me what's my uh what's my purpose in life, and as coach is to coach is I think he has many different purpose, but mine I think is to inspire and motivate. People can look at me, look at my life, and be like, wow, he came from there to here. Okay, it's possible for me too, or like, because a lot of times we don't take chances because we're scared. We come from home, or we're coming from where we come from, or we've been through certain things, and we're a little bit like, we don't want to take the risk, like I want to do something, but I'm afraid. But it's possible. Believe in yourself. That's all I did. And when you believe in yourself, you get people like Ken Daniel who come and help you believe in yourself even more. And they tell you, yes, you can do it, right? And I want to be like Coach. I want to do it even more. I want to do it for everyone. He wants to go back, and he wants to go back. I want to go back, and let's uplift Grenada. Tell young people it's possible. Bring opportunities so the young people can leave and go and do stuff, and and uplift themselves. Elevation. I say we don't fight, we elevate, right? We don't bring down, we elevate. Everything that we do is to elevate and uplift. That's what we focus on.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So elevate and uplift.
Thank you.
I think I want to share that last picture. I let me just do a little screen sharing, because I think this is the best way to end. I hope I have it prepared. No, this one, sorry. It's the one where you're giving the thumbs up. This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look quite different there, I must say.
Yeah, my hair wasn't as long yet. That's when I just started to. I didn't even start to grow it. I was just doing like a top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I remember this photo, this photo we're playing as a team in Paris, and just show people we need to encourage. We need more encouragement. We need more positive. We just need more. And as coach and as me, and even for you also. I mean, we have to give you a big thank you, right? Because for taking the opportunity to to realize it, and to invite Coach on your platform, right? So that I could tell my story, Coach can tell his story. That's amazing. Thank you for that. So
thank you. And I do this because to give our people recognition. And what I find is our community builders, as Coach, as you, people who help develop other people, who mentor, who are our role models, we don't give them enough recognition. And in any other country, if you go in France, every place has a name related to a family, right? You find streets related to somebody who made a contribution there. And we make contributions as Grenadians and we get no credit for it. But at least I want people to be able to see who you are, know who you are, recognize what you've done and what you continue to do.
That's
And
amazing.
you and Coach are perfect models for young Grenadians. And I'm glad you're here and able to connect and reach out to people. And I hope this video is going to help people reach out and see, even if they don't contact you, but just from your lesson, just from the way your life is and the things you're teaching and things you're doing, they can come up with their own idea to do something similar and be a pillar for a community or family wherever they are. So
That's wonderful. Wow, that's amazing, and I hope everyone who comes on your show are able to shine a light on their story and give inspiration to someone. And now I'm pretty sure you're gonna get more and more people coming to you now with their stories, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Maybe I never heard of other people, other Grenadians and their success, but I'm sure there are a few out there. So.
Honestly, I hope so because we have unbelievable talent home, and we don't recognize. The few people close to you know it, and I'm so happy Ken told me about you. Ken always told me about his programs, and we talk about my son and so, but my kids are in soccer, and he kept telling me, send your son out to see and he can help me coach. He's always even looking for other people to help him.
He's always trying to help. That's how he's always he's always trying to help. No matter how small or how big, if he can help, he's gonna help. That's just the type of person he's always been ever since I met him. And I hope to do the same, right? I hope to do the same.
I also say I think it's also important. I'm a big believer in that we can't drink all the water, suck all the air, and not give back. I think it's our responsibility as you know, I think human beings first before our color and everything else. We're humans. And I think we do have responsibility. And so when you know more, you do more. And I think, you know, I've learned so much. I belong to Scarborough Caribbean Sports Club for 40 years. And I remember as a 10, 11-year-old, Dudley Lodge used to run a program called the Black Education Project. And so when, you know, we came from the islands, helped us assimilate into this culture, because it was a big culture shock when I remember coming here in March and the sun was shining and we went outside, it was freezing. And so, I mean, those are some of the reasons why, you know, I'm so glad to have been able to be part of Lien's life. But I mean, I think I just want to help and be part of all those things. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your growth, Lien, and Cindy, and thank you for giving us a platform to let the world know that, you know, that there are people out there that's trying to help and make our world a better place.
Thank you. So on this note, I will say thank you. And hopefully the listeners and the viewers out there are going to see and help promote Liam and his businesses, promote Ken and his community services, and help, because what we do is we help people grow. And hopefully the show, we call it romancing because Liam, it's about the, you know, all the good things you do and all that nice feeling you bring, and you're good looking too. So and you got the hairstyle going and everything. And today, I hope the kids in St. Mark's, when we post this, I hope the kids in St. Mark's are gonna know that they have somebody they can look up to. You're like the shining star, the superstar, the Polaris. You're the Polaris.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Take good care. We'll keep in touch. I'm serious about the French.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. If anyone is to get in contact with me, it's very easy. I'm on Instagram at @DD_lifestyle or @DD_clothing or just type in D on the web or D anywhere. My name is Lien Philip, born and raised Victoria, St. Mark's. Very easy to get a hold of me.
All
Coach,
right.
thank you very much. Sydney, and thank you very much. It was a real pleasure to be on here and share my experiences.
Thank you. And thank you to our viewers. And hopefully you would like, share, and subscribe. We are Romancing Grenada, Caracol, Petit Martinique with superstar, basketball superstar, Mr. Lien. Send me your Cavison? Cavison. Your name?
The Cavison. Yeah. Cavison.
Philip and his coach, Mr. Ken Daniel.
And could I say one thing? When I came to Canada, they always called me Kenneth, but I didn't know my first name is Martin. So I lived my whole life.
I told you.
Martin. I said, "Who's Martin?"
You see, I told you.
Your name is Martin, so everybody knows me as Kenneth. So that's another one. It happens to us all.
Yeah, because back
it's a Grenadian story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.